Congressman-Sylvester-Turner, our former mayor, state representative for 24 years, passed away.
Houston in mourning. Congressman Sylvester-Turner, the former mayor of Houston, has died at the age of 70. An outpouring of tributes coming in from city, county, and state leaders.
To Sylvester, you're my brother, and I'll always love you.
Just a big, big hole in our hearts and in Harris County.
You know, his legacy will always endure. And he inspired me, and I know he inspired all of us.
He was one of the leaders across the country that people looked at as a steady hand running the city through turbulent times.
And there's not a doubt in my mind that he will not be forgotten, that he will be remembered. And there are so many people who have a better life because he was here.
Thanks for joining us at 4. As we've been reporting all day, Congressman Sylvester-Turner, a former mayor of Houston, passed away this morning. His family says he died from, quote, enduring health complications.
Sylvester-Turner's death obviously unexpected to most. Stephen Goen has been taking a closer look at the final moments of Sylvester-Turner's life. So, Stephen, what are you learning here about the circumstances?
Well, it appears the late congressman was working almost to the very end. We know he was in contact with our very own Len Cannon last night during the president's joint address to Congress. He was also continuing to meet with constituents. Take a look. Just 30 minutes before the president was set to speak, the late congressman posted this video to social media introducing his guests for the event. According to a statement from his family, Turner did attend the address, but at some point he was taken to the hospital and later released. We're told he experienced a medical emergency, but a spokesperson couldn't say exactly what that was. Then on Wednesday morning around 5:45, the congressman died at his home from what his family called enduring health complications. Today, Congressman Al Green revealed that he was with Turner on the House floor at some point last night, but he didn't notice anything wrong.
I didn't find anything unusual. We talked. He was on the floor. I introduced him to someone. I fell to my knees when I heard it this morning. I could not believe it.
Now, Washington, D.C.'s Metro Police Department has confirmed that officers responded to an apparent natural death at Turner's D.C. residence. In the past, Turner was open about his battles with cancer, but his family has not said if his death was specifically cancer-related. Today, a spokesperson for the late congressman told us details regarding a memorial service will be announced in the coming days. Jason.
Thank you, Stephen Goen. Turner's death announced this morning at Houston City Hall, where tears were shed.
Victor Jacobo joining us live with reaction from the chamber, which Turner led for 8 years. Victor.
Yeah, one of the buildings where Sylvester Turner had perhaps his most profound impact was right behind me here at Houston City Hall. Those who knew him and worked with him most closely gathered today for the Houston City Council meeting and mourned the loss together.
It's a terrible loss for the city of Houston. It's a personal loss for me.
Mayor John Whitmire leading City Council in remembering Sylvester Turner, who held the same post as mayor for 8 years. Whitmire recalled his relationship with Turner, at times in disagreement, but always holding a close and dear personal relationship.
I have nothing but fond memories of his partnership and our representing the same people. We had disagreements, but they were never personal, and our families were close.
Other council members fighting through tears and emotions, remembering Turner for his public service and the influence he had on their lives and political careers.
I am heartbroken. I'm heartbroken.
This is a man that gave his life for our city, his love of Houston, and gave his life for our country.
It's a sad day. It's a very sad day. Houston won't be the same without Mayor Turner, Congressman Turner.
A lot of emotion today at Houston City Council. Council members say that they expect more honors and tributes to be announced in the coming days. Now reporting live outside Houston City Hall, Victor Jacobo, KHOU 11 News.
An emotional morning in the chamber. Victor, thank you. Now, as condolences continue to pour in for the late congressman, local leaders are also reacting to his passing.
Our Michelle Choi joining us live from the Mickey Leland Federal Building, where the former mayor's congressional office is located. Michelle, now with what was said at a news conference held there today. Michelle?
Yeah, that's right. And it was attended by those local leaders who not only knew the congressman on a professional level, but personally as well, including Harris County Precinct 1 Commissioner Rodney Ellis, Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo, as well as former state representative Erica Lee Carter, who's the daughter of the late Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Take a look. As you might imagine, it was a very emotional news conference. A lot of hugs were shared as they all remembered and shared memories of the former mayor. It was held one floor below, as you mentioned, Mr. Turner's office, serving the state's 18th congressional district, a position he was sworn into less than 3 months ago. Longtime friend and former political colleague Commissioner Ellis held back tears as he talked about Turner's legacy.
He was a great state representative, an excellent mayor.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. And a great member of the United States Congress.
That's right.
And of course, it's tragic that we'll never see what that final chapter in his public policy career would really have written in the pages of history.
Yeah, Commissioner Ellis ended that statement saying the congressman got off to a great start and that, quote, he went out to the way he would want to go out working. Now, a lot of happy memories shared today by those who knew him best. I'll have a lot more reaction from these local leaders coming up in another live report at 6. Back to you.
Thank you, Michelle. And Governor Greg Abbott ordering flags in Texas to be immediately lowered to half-staff in honor of U.S. Representative Turner. That order coming just hours after Mayor John Whitmire ordered flags lowered across Houston. Here's the view from Air 11 capturing flags at half-staff at City Hall. The order extends through Saturday, but here in Harris County, homes and businesses are to keep flags lowered through final internment. As the community continues to process the passing of Sylvester Turner, reactions, as you can imagine, just pouring in right now.
Political leaders from across the state and even across the aisle are reflecting on his legacy. Erica Lee Carter, who briefly held the District 18 seat after her mother passed away, sent a statement saying in part, he shepherded Houston through some of its most challenging times with great skill and commitment. On a personal note, he was kind and a true friend to our family, including my mother, the late Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, Father Elwin, Jason, and myself. And Governor Greg Abbott also sharing his condolences, saying in part, Congressman Turner was a man of character who served his fellow Texans for more than 36 years, from his time as state representative to mayor of Houston, and finally representing Texas's 18th congressional district. Congressman Turner leaves behind a legacy of service to our great state.
Senator John Cornyn providing this. Congressman Turner was a statesman who dedicated his life and career to serving the people of Texas. And although we had differences, I was honored to work alongside him throughout his decades of public service on things like supporting law enforcement and survivors of abuse. We have continuing coverage on the life of Sylvester Turner on KHOU.com, including his battle with cancer in his own words.